Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome to Good Morning with me, Misti B. Guys, let's be honest. Last year, 2020, things changed a lot for a lot of us, especially if you were planning a wedding. How many people had to postpone and repostpone and postpone their wedding again? A lot of people did that. But guess what? It really seemed like so many people found true love within themselves, or they found out, hey, I really may not want to spend the rest of my life with this person. Anyway, I'm saying all that to say that today's guests are going to talk about pop-up weddings and micro weddings. This thing has been trending like crazy since COVID. And it's amazing because it seems like people are really falling in love and they are captivated by this new wave. Stay tuned because these guests are going to be amazing. I will be right back after this with Miss Yvette Valdenegro. She's with Pop-Up Wedding Houston. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. See you in just a second.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. Ron Carter Cadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm going old school on his butt.
Let's play a game. I'm a savage.
Come on.
Whoa.
Hey, anyway, I let him still attached. Ooh, everybody right, but
I got it.
Ooh,
She got me.
classy, bougie, ratchet.
Granny's out here having a martini at halftime.
Haters gonna hate.
I'm a
Space
savage.
Jam,
Yeah.
July 16th.
Welcome back, my beautiful, beautiful love bugs. I have a question for you. Did your wedding or anyone that you know, did their wedding get postponed because of COVID? Or did they have to change some plans because of COVID? Nonetheless, if you did, you may want to talk to my next guest. Her name is Yvette Valdenegro. She is the owner and founder of Pop-Up Houston. Hello, Yvette.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for joining me, my love.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's talk about this because pop-up weddings, that's not something you hear about often.
No.
Okay, so let's start there. What is a pop-up wedding?
Essentially, a pop-up wedding is about 90 minutes.
Okay.
And it's smaller with people, and but bigger with details, with nothing lacking in between. So right now we're doing elopements, pop-up events, and micro weddings.
Okay, so what's an elopement? What's the difference?
Okay, so really it goes down to what I call the 3 Ds.
Okay.
Date, destination, and details.
Okay.
So an elopement usually is a little bit faster, kind of think Vegas.
Okay.
But we don't do Vegas in Houston, we do it a lot better. So it's a smaller time, it's usually about an hour, somewhere around 25 people or less, and it is really, we want to get married, but we want a beautiful backdrop, we want to have a few details, and then they're done.
Okay.
And then you have the pop-up, because again, it's more time, 90 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more people, a little more details, and then it jumps up to the events, again, more details, and then the micro weddings, which goes into more people and time.
Okay, so if I wanted a pop-up wedding, this is me.
Yes.
Ring, 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 ring. Hello, Yvette. I want to get married next week. Can I get married next week with pop-up wedding?
I go, oh, and then I go, actually, yes. And then my first thought would be, I want to know again, the details. What do you want included? How can I help serve you? Like, what is it that your mind is expecting and thinking?
Okay.
And then I go in my references and I say, what and who am I going to be able to hire? Because I'm almost like a wedding broker.
Okay.
Then I go to the venues that I partner with and I say to myself, who is going to match up with what their desires and choices are? But right now, I got to be honest, because we just went through COVID where we had 50% of the weddings that were canceled.
Oh.
So now those 50% of those weddings are now rebooking as everything opened up again, plus all the amazing couples that are now getting married. They're wanting something. So my first thing would be, let me make sure I have something for you that's available.
Okay, can we role play?
Absolutely.
Role play / manifest. You ready?
Please. Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
so I'm
I'm
calling
ready.
you. Hello, Yvette.
Hey.
Hi, my name is Misti Buard, and I want to get married. I don't know which category I fit into, but this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 50 people. I'm thinking something very serene. I love the outdoors. I love that. I love neutral colors. I'm the food truck lady, so I want something really, really tasty, something unique outside of the box, and I want to do it ASAP. What you got for me? Where do I fit in?
Okay, my first thing would be, what do you call ASAP? Tell me, when do you want to do this?
I want to be married by the end of August.
Okay, that's pretty good. All right, and then when you say foodie, what would you like to serve your guests?
Anything unique. So champagne popsicles, lobster pops, anything that they just can't go out and get on the regular. So I just want to wow them.
Okay, then I would say, I have the perfect caterer for you that I know would just thrive on everything that you just said. And so now let's talk more about your destination or where you'd like to be. So kind of describe to me, I know you said neutrals, but kind of give me more of a feel. Your guests walk in and what are they experiencing?
Ooh, I like that. Okay, so ideally, sometimes I see a tent, but it's kind of hot, right? So I don't necessarily, doesn't have to be outdoors, but when I see the tent, I see evening time, I see lights like streamers. I see nice cocktail tables and low tables, lounge. Like there's no one size fits all. Like it doesn't have to be all just tables.
Right.
I see that, just anything unique.
Okay, then I would say you absolutely are a micro wedding.
Yay.
And I would love to have a continued consultation with you and describe more about what we do and our services and how we can absolutely do everything that you just said, because I have amazing venues that would love the opportunity to host you.
Okay, now can I ask you the tough question? Because you know everyone dreams big, right? And then and then they have
I know where you're going with this.
You know
one.
where I'm going.
Yeah.
Okay, now Yvette, how much should I budget for this micro wedding?
Okay, I'll be honest. I'm a straight talker, and I tell everybody.
I want it.
I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna give you a field of dreams that I cannot deliver on, because at the end of the day, I want you completely happy.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say to you, all those things can actually be done because we're all about practical pricing. So I'm not gonna throw at you something that I'm trying to, scam you on or get you, but I'm gonna be real practical and straight shooter and say, all that can happen, and we do need to talk about the budget, because somewhere in there you're gonna be describing to me, this is an absolute must. And then there's some things that maybe you go, oh, now that I think about it, maybe that really isn't as important, and I'm willing to sacrifice and give and take. So as we wrap all this stuff together, I go, okay, this is kind of the low range, this might be the higher range. But right now, I'll just say the average micro that we're doing is roughly around $15,000.
Okay, awesome.
And that does include a lot of details.
That's very affordable in Houston.
Yes.
15. Okay, and then what's the average pop-up?
Well, I was just gonna say the average Houston wedding right now, if you would do a 200-person wedding experience, 150 people for what someone thinks of the traditional side of weddings, is about $35,000 to $40,000.
See, yeah. So he's still saving with
50% discount, right? Just like
absolutely.
that.
And then if you're okay with sharing the difference between the pop-up and elopement, what should people budget for those two?
Yeah. So an elopement right now, I would say is around $3,500.
Okay.
A pop-up the pop-ups are probably around 5 to 7, and then the experiences that we're doing right now are $69 and $89 about.
I love it, and you can plan all of this for me by the end of August.
Absolutely.
Ooh, honey,
I have an amazing team.
You are amazing. All right, now where's my ring? No, I'm joking. I can't depend on you for that.
Hey, I can help you with that too.
I know, right? Now let's talk about this. So, when did you start your business?
5 years ago.
5 years ago. So, what is the difference between 5 years ago and what impact did COVID have on Pop-Up Wedding Houston?
The only difference, because I was doing all of this, is it went from people calling and going, I saw what you did, or can you explain, or what is, the word pop-up wasn't even popular. It wasn't even around. In fact, I took that name full disclosure, from a company in Australia that was called Pop & Co. But they did a little bit different experience. But I said to myself, I really want to do this here in Houston, because I know that everything's about go big or go home in Texas, but there's still a lot of people who want a smaller experience. So I said, you know what, I really have great ties with the venues that are here in Houston, and I would really love to be able to bring my clients to them. So that's where I started with. But I would say just really the popularity of it, just so now when people call me, I saw social media, I saw your pictures, I went on the website, they're educated. And I think that because COVID happened, and remember, a year and a half ago, we went to having these amazing weddings to 10 people and really wondering how were we going to make this happen. And so just the popularity, or I should say the severe circumstances, made it more popular, because it really became the only options. If you're thinking you want to and have to get married, and you thought you were going to do 200 people, but the CDC is only telling you 10 to 25, there's kind of like, you can't really push those boundaries. And so people were definitely open. And then once they start seeing what it is, and or hearing reviews about how, people are really happy, and they think that it's such a great experience, it completely changed.
Okay, I have another scenario for you.
I love these
Okay,
scenarios.
I know, right? I like to have fun. Okay, ring, Yvette. So we went ahead and went to the courthouse last year during COVID, because we didn't know when we were gonna ever have our wedding. Now I just wanna have like a reception and celebrate and have a micro celebration. Can you help me with that?
Absolutely.
Oh, honey.
Yes, and then I would ask you, do you want to have like more of a reenactment of your ceremony, which we could do, or would you like us to really concentrate on the experience of the reception and really just having an amazing party for you and your friends?
Awesome. I love this. You're going to make people fall in love with you, offering them these amazing services they couldn't get.
Well, we fall in love with our clients, to be honest. I have been, this entire time they've been doing it, I always tell people, for some reason, just the world, God brings me the most amazing clients, and we
love that.
It's, I am their personal planner. So from start to finish, I get to know them, their family situations, who they are, how they came together. And I really try to take the time to customize to their needs, and then who they are as a couple.
Love that. We have to go to break, but we're going to talk more about this, because I'm excited. Guys, I'm manifesting. I hope you guys are too. We're going to be right back after this break.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. Ron Carter Cadillac.com.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm going old school on his butt.
Let's play a game. I'm a savage.
Come on.
Whoa.
Hey, any I let it still attached. Ooh, everybody right, but you
I got it.
Ooh,
She got me.
classy, bougie, ratchet.
Granny's out here having a martini at halftime.
Haters gonna hate.
I'm a
Space
savage.
Jam, July 16th.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, everyone. I can't lie, talking to Yvette, honey, I'm ready to plan my second wedding. Do not judge. Okay, now in the studio, I have Yvette's sidekick, Geovanna Burgess White. Geovanna, Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having
me. And you guys, so you guys created the Just Engaged University.
Correct.
That sounds hard.
No, actually it's not hard. It's easy because there's nothing else out there, and we're with our clients most of the time 12 to 15 months before in the wedding industry. So we just saw a need for education around couples really investing in their relationship before getting married.
Okay, because when I think university, it took me back, Geovanna. I went to class, I went to books, I went to studying. So explain it for your audience. What is it like?
It's super easy. It really is just education, however couples want to consume it. So it's a virtual platform. There's podcasts, there's an ebook, there's memberships, and we really focus on the top 3 reasons for divorce, which is communication, sex, and financial stability. And we really help our clients get to know each other more and have those conversations around money, have the conversations around really the first 1 to 5 year plan, and do that before they start their marriage. They're talking about investing in $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 wedding, but they're not talking about their first year. They're not talking about what they want to do in the next 5 years. So we see the financial stress because we're the planners. I own a wedding venue, she's a wedding planner, so we said, what can we do
I love this.
to help them through the engagement season? And we said, this is what we can do because no one's doing it.
So when did you guys have this aha moment? Like, what happened? Was it a certain couple? What happened?
Oh, I think
I don't know. I think multiple situations or just talking, and there just seemed to be, it always kind of came down to just the same issues, or just like, are they talking again? And then we just started talking. Do you ever see this? Anyway, I just think that just situations where we're like, okay, there really isn't education. And I know too. I started asking, and she was asking her clients too. You just ask, have you guys thought about taking a course? Are you involved in the church? And we really together saw a decline in people really taking those steps into really educating themselves for their marriage. And like she said, you're so busy and consumed with planning a wedding, which is important. That's the fun part. But really the emphasis is the union of 2 people coming together and setting yourself up for success for the rest of your life. A wedding, really, as much as I love weddings, it's an amazing day. You celebrate with your family and friends, but you have the rest of your life to really, grow. And the growth part is where you go, okay, so how are you going to do that? How do you ensure that you're not going to be a statistic and that you're really going to grow as a couple?
I love that. And you're a life coach, right, Yvette?
I am.
So what's an engagement coach?
Okay, it is a little different, and we kind of, I love to say we keep reinventing stuff.
Yeah.
So life coach, now you've heard of what a life coach is. So just imagine you put engagement in there.
Okay.
So now we're helping you, we're coaching you. We're not counselors. We don't have our PhDs, but we do have our PhDs in life. We've been through life, we've been there, done that, and not that we're trying to tell people what to do, but we just want to put in their hands the tools and the resources to be successful. And so we're really just kind of coaching them, like, hey, focus on your engagement, focus in on each other, and then each other separately, because really, let's think about it, it's 2 separate lives coming together, person A, person B. Well, person A needs to work on person A, person B on person B, and as you're doing that, you kind of discover you're learning, and you're learning about each other, and the hope is that you're growing like this. So we're just coaching them through, like an athletic trainer. They're there to support you. They're there to say, how can I make this journey easier for you? And that's what we do.
And how long is the program?
So you can really take it as you want. It's a monthly membership, or we are actually just doing a course that launches next month, and that's an 8-week course, and that's really on money and marriage and having both, like really having your cake and eating it too. A lot of our couples, again, they spend a good year planning for the one day, but they're not financially planning for the next 5 years, and they're also not even talking about like what do they really want to do or have financial freedom. They think, oh well, once we get married, we'll figure that out, or we're both going to work until we're in our 60s and we'll retire and have a great time. We're really trying to get them to look further on real estate, their first home, investments. So it's really important to us for them to understand that there's so much more in the first 5 years than they even know, and that's when most couples do get divorced. And if they're not getting married through the church, which right now that's not a real big thing, they're not getting any premarital counseling, and they're waiting to get marriage counseling. And nobody likes therapy, nobody likes the word counseling. This is really like preparing you for what's to come and having those conversations that just aren't easy, but it's going to make life easier, not just for you and your partner, but really for work, It's in business. We don't talk about money in business. We don't talk about growing. We also, if you're going to have children, if you don't want to have children. So all of these things that really no one tells you that's going to happen within your first 5 years, we talk about it.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's not easy, but once you start with the hard stuff, everything else falls into place.
Please tell me you have a book or something to go along with this.
We do.
Okay, what's the name of that book?
We have it. It's just Engaged U&I-versity. It's an ebook. It's for couples embarking their engagement journey. You can find that at justengageduniversity.com. It's only 57 pages.
Okay.
Like it's not. This isn't like.
Is it a workbook,
It's
Geovanna?
not a workbook,
Okay.
but our membership program is work.
Okay.
We want couples to hold each other accountable, and this is for couples. It's not for one or the other. You go through the membership. It's monthly. And then there's a worksheet, and then we do give them homework. There's other things. It's not just what we want.
We make it practical.
Yeah,
I love that.
We really do, and we make it fun, and we make it real. I mean, we're definitely, hey, let's just tell you or give you things to really think about, because you're really not, because you haven't been through those life experiences. But hey, guess what? Kids happen. Guess what? Maybe debt happens. Guess what? Maybe
pandemic happens.
A pandemic happens, and maybe someone loses their, their income or job. How are you gonna navigate through all that? And those are real stressors in life.
So my audience may dislike me for this, but whatever. We're very authentic. I will tell you, so I did everything right in my mind, right? When I got married, so premarital counselor through church, all this great stuff. And I will never forget, the pastor was saying, as long as you keep God at the center of your marriage, everything will work out. I'll be in with that.
It's crazy to me that you can have courses, memberships, go to school for everything, but no one tells you about really what you're looking at in the first 5 years. And we even go deep into like upbringing, traditions. Were they in a blended family? Maybe someone didn't have a parent. We get this all the time, like parents that are involved in your life, that it will not stop. When you get married, the in-laws, all of those things still come with you. And then really who you are as a person, and not lose each other. Because most people are like, oh, once you get married, everything becomes about us. That's not the real world.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Are you ready?
I am. Oh, we love it.
You know what would be good? So it's good that you have this for couples, right? Let's have this for women, because so many women are in such a hurry to get married, right? So have these realistic topics, because it goes beyond this fantasy, right? This fairy tale. Think about that. Think about doing a course just for those women.
You are not the first one who's told us this. We do a lot of networking in Houston. We do with women in 20s to their 60s, and we've heard this before, and we see it in the generations that are coming. A lot of the 20 and 30-year-olds, they put so much pressure on themselves on who they need to be for someone else. And I'm going, no, that's one of the main things. Men and women, they don't need to be doing things for their partner. They need to figure themselves out first, what they want, and stick to it. You should never have to change for someone else. And I think, again, this is like being in the wedding world. It's always been like, well, you have a wedding, you have to do this, you have to go. I'm like, no, you don't.
Who said you have to do?
No.
Who's making all these rules up?
Society.
We're disruptors. We're changing the game. We love it.
Okay, where can everybody find you guys? Are you going to be somewhere soon where they can see you?
Oh, so if you want more of this, we're going to be live. So July 31st and August 1st at the Bridal Extravaganza. It is the #1 bridal show in all of the U.S. This is their 37th year, and we'll be speaking on the main stage on Saturday and on Sunday. You can find all of this at justengageduniversity.com. We have tickets to the bridal show, and then our ebooks on there, and we just love, there's so much free stuff. Like, people are like, you guys are crazy, but we give away, we have over 100 podcasts on all of these topics. We have, like, again, our membership program. So if there's a certain topic that you're not comfortable with, which normally is sex, communication, and financial stability, are our top 3 memberships. Take those courses. It's super inexpensive. You're investing in yourself. And then Marriage and Money course comes out next month, and that's going to be like, we're so excited.
So this is what we're going to do. This is what I'm challenging the 3 of us to do. Okay?
Yes.
We are going to partner.
Okay.
And we are going to have an event for women, single women who want to be married. We're going to do a quick workshop in Bella, and we're going to have an all-day workshop. We're going to have fun. We're going to take the feedback and do something with it.
Yes, I love it.
I love that.
I love it. I think it's important. I don't know if I'm kind of dating myself, Sex and the City, but Carrie Bradshaw always did her column on women and sex and relationships, and that's why she could never really find someone, because she was all about herself.
Ooh, okay.
And everybody thought she was selfish.
We have to end this segment, but this is good. Yeah. Okay, so this is why everybody should catch us at the workshop coming up soon. Thank you guys for coming in the studio with me. I really enjoyed you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, I am going to be right back after this break. Stay tuned. And hey, if you're single, stay single for a little while longer. I'm joking. See you in a second.
confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Ron Carter Cadillac, your only Houston area Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory, with the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop Ron Carter. Ron Carter Cadillac.com.
My prenatal promise is to make sure my baby is safe and healthy, because I know it is possible to acquire syphilis, HIV, or other STDs without knowing it. Getting tested is my very first chance to protect my baby. Doctors are required to give expectant mothers 3 separate tests for syphilis. If you're pregnant, ask your doctor if you're being tested properly for syphilis and other STDs. Congenital syphilis can lead to a miscarriage, stillbirth, or an infant death. Don't risk your baby's health. To find out more, visit myprenatalpromise.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. Did you guys enjoy them? That was really, really dope. For me, it was the Just Engaged U&I-versity. Where was that when I was getting married? Anyway, let's talk to the dreamers. Okay, so dreamers, we talked about this last week. Why are we always in a rush? Something that our guest said today about, couples spend all of this money and they plan a whole year for this one day, but they don't plan for the rest of their lives. Now, we all know that some things may not go as planned, but isn't it better to have some type of plan than nothing at all? So again, I feel like the message for myself, and it's a good chance if you're watching this show that this message is for you too. Let's stop rushing. Let's create a plan, and it's okay if we don't tick off every box on that action plan, but let's have a plan. Let's work through it, and let's know more about ourselves and what we can tolerate and what we can't tolerate. Let's find out our own strengths and weaknesses, because we all have them, right? You have your weaknesses. Get in tune with those weaknesses, know them, and embrace them. That way, when they appear in your life, you can navigate and work through them. As always, follow us on social. And if you had a micro wedding or a pop-up wedding, send me photos. I want to hear about it. You can do so on Instagram and Facebook at American Star TV. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Bye-bye.